of you are keeping at home and are safe and abiding by all the instructions issued time to time by for our lives. Today, I welcome you all to the first lesson of your book, that is Snake Bite. This actually is a story from the collection of stories Life with Grandfather, written by the famous cartoonist, the founder of Children's Book Trust, Shankar Pillai's. We find his name written as Kesavan Sankara Pillai as well. His illustrations are evocative and heartwarming stories of Raja. Our hero is an orphan, but he has a loving family in his grandparents, uncle. There's a pet squirrel, the crocodile in the pond, and the temple elephant. His narratives provides a very clear picture of a typical village life in India, superstition, love for nature, and all the other aspects that make life in a rural India what it is. They are wonderfully presented. Anyway, we have only one of these stories, The Snake Bite, and we will discuss it today. The learning objectives. After reading the lesson, you will be able to discuss the theme of the story. Think critically about the people's superstitions and the blind faith in untrained medicine men. Think critically about correction कर रहे हो. Think critically about the people's superstition and blind faith in untrained medicine men. Think critically about the myth that all snakes are poisonous. Generally, we feel that they are all poisonous, whereas they are not. Realize the importance of timely and effective communication. Use some of the new words in meaningful sentences. Give the past tense forms of some commonly used verbs. Discriminate between regular and irregular verbs, form adverbs and adjectives, and use them appropriately. Form adverbs and adjectives and use them appropriately. Write short descriptions of people. One day I saw up to where were very dangerous. In this part of the text, one day Raja saw a snake in the compound. When the snake saw Raja, just to save itself from the boy, it hid itself in a coconut shell. And Raja silently went near the shell, picked up a stone, and closed the mouth of the shell with it, and took the shell to his grandmother and told her that he had caught a snake and it was in the shell. The grandmother was shocked to hear that the boy had caught a snake and was carrying it in a coconut shell. Out of the fear or out of her concern, she called for grandfather, who came running. He took the shell from Raja and threw it away. And the snake crawled into the bushes. And then he told Raja not to go near the snakes as they were very poisonous. Generally, we all have the opinion that all snakes are poisonous. Generally, we have and similarly, Raja's grandfather also had the same feel for the snakes. Now, let's go to the next portion and read it from later in the evening. Man who lived there. Here what happens that, as we have seen in the first part of the text, Raja may be called adventurous, but actually he is a naughty boy who meddles with or who tries to play with everything that he gets, even with animals, even with reptiles that come across. We find him trying, he caught a snake and he put him into the shell. Now, even you must have played with animals when you were like Raja. At times, even you must have been scratched or bitten by the dog or a cat that you kept as a pet at your own homes. Hope you can remember how your parents reacted to it then. They must have been equally worried as much as we see Raja's grandfather being worried. We see that Raja is naughty, and hope you remember he had caught a snake in the morning. And in the morning, he has been told by grandfather that he should not meddle with things like snakes because they are poisonous. But by the evening, he forgets everything probably, and now he tries to catch a bee. In the evening, he tried to catch a bee and he got stung. It is painful. It was painful. It must have been painful. So he ran to his grandmother. He wanted her to do something to stop the sharp pain he was feeling. He must have been crying even. Now, since grandmother had saw him doing something in the morning, he had caught a snake and brought it to her. She saw the finger, the color of the sting where it was blue. She was nervous, she was panicked. She called grandfather. As soon as grandfather came there, she showed him the finger. He saw the blue mark on the finger. He did not ask Raja anything. He did not ask him what happened, what was it about. He took the boys in his arm. Without wasting any time, he ran across the garden, the paddy fields, to the house of the village medicine man. And the villagers knew that he was the man who could cure snake bites. So what has grandfather thought? Probably grandfather has thought that the boy has been bitten by a snake. Now let's read the next portion. An old gray-haired man sent him gifts. You have to read from an old gray-haired man to send him gifts. Explanation to this: grandfather was very panicked. He reached the house of the village medicine man. As we saw that what he did not ask anything to the boy. He picked him in his arms and ran to the village medicine man's house. He called for him, and what actually had happened, that he had taken the bee sting to be a snake bite. The village medicine man also, when he saw the finger, even he was convinced that Raja had been bitten by a poisonous snake. So he made Raja sit in grandfather's lap for the treatment. Raja wanted to tell them that it was not a snake bite, it was simply a bee sting, but he was not allowed to speak. Even grandfather held him tightly. He was not allowed to say anything. Even his finger had stopped paining now. The treatment is yet to be started and his finger is already, it is not paining. But nobody would listen to him. Instead, he had to get treated for the snake bite. He could not say anything. He was not permitted to say anything. He had to sit still and get treated for a snake bite. Grandfather held him tightly. Probably grandfather did not want him to speak because the village medicine man, he was reciting certain mantras which he would be disturbed if the boy he started speaking. The village medicine man took some water in the brass vessel, recited certain mantras. He washed Raja's finger with the water and also gave him some of it to drink. He then declared that Raja was now out of danger and also that he had been bitten by a poisonous snake. And he really said that it was his grandfather who brought him without wasting any time. So he is saved. He is out of danger. Now, everybody, they thanked the village medicine man and even gifts were sent to him afterwards. Now it is Raja himself or you, the readers, who know the truth. We have all seen how the village medicine man cheats Raja's grandparents and the other villagers. He makes them believe that Raja had been bitten by a poisonous snake and that Raja has been saved by the magic power of the mantras he recited. This is the story of many village men as they do not go for treatment to the doctors in the nearby towns. Instead, they depend on the village miracle men. I call them miracle men because they are supposed to do miracles for their cure. The summary of the lesson. So far we have read the lesson in certain parts. In this portion, we will put the whole story together. The young naughty boy named Raja is our hero. The whole story moves around him and the acts he does. He caught a snake in the coconut shell in the morning, took it to his grandmother. The grandmother was she was panicked to hear that the shell contained a snake. She called for grandfather, who snatched the shell and threw it away. He also told Raja not to meddle with, not to try playing with creatures like snakes. But by the evening, he does another thing. He tries to catch a bee. Obviously, what would have happened is the bee stung him on his finger. Now, the grandparents, they were very simple village people. As soon as they saw the sting in the finger, they saw the bluish color over there, they took it to be a snake bite. And then, without wasting any time, the grandfather, he took the boy in his arms, ran through the fields to the house of the village medicine man, who they believed could cure snake bites even. The boy tried his best to tell them that it was simply a bee sting and not a snake bite, but nobody listened to him. He was not allowed to say anything. Before the medicine man gave him the treatment, the pain of the finger was almost finished. He tried to tell his grandfather that his finger was no longer paining and it was only a bee sting. But once again, nobody listened to him. The village medicine man took some water in a brass vessel and recited certain months over it, washed the finger, gave Raja some water to drink. That water where he had recited the months, assured the grandparents that the child was out of danger. The grandparents thanked him and even gifts were sent for him after that. Now let us discuss the characters. First of all, I think that we must know what the character as such as, what the characters as such as. Characters is a person or an animal or a creature or a thing in a story that helps the writer to make the story go along the plot line. Characters help the writer to make the story go along the plot line. They perform certain actions which take the story ahead. And whenever we read the word like characterization in the question paper, it is the act of creating or describing the characters in literature. Characterization is the act of describing the characters in literature, and character as such is the person, or it could be the animal or the creature or a thing that takes the or helps to take the story ahead. Here we have got 4 characters. They are the main characters that we come across. Raja, obviously the protagonist or the hero of the story. He is an orphan staying with his grandparents. He is very naughty. Some people, you may call him adventurous as well, because he meddles with everything that comes in his way. It could be snakes, it could be bees, it could be anything. And children are generally like that. And children of his age, of Raja's age, they are generally like that. They keep meddling with things and they are not hesitant over it. They do not know that these things can harm. In the morning, when we read this beginning of the story, in the morning he brings a snake in the shell, and then we find that by the evening, that very evening, in the morning, he has caught a snake. He's put it in a shell. He brings it to his grandmother, and by the evening, he tries catching a bee, which is which stings him. And the grandparents, they are a lot worried about him. Grandfather takes him to the village medicine man, where he is treated for the snake bite. And during the treatment, he is made to sit in the lap of the grandfather, because the treatment, the medicine man also knows that he won't sit straight without that. He will do something over there, even he could keep talking. So the grandfather holds him tight till the whole uh, treatment is carried on. And finally, it is by the, according to the medicine man, it is by the magic of the power of the mantras he has recited that the life of Raja is saved. Then we have the grandmother. She is a very simple old lady. That is not mentioned anywhere like she's an old lady, but since she is as a grandmother, so at least she must be of a certain age, and that could be a middle-aged lady. She lives in a village. She's very much concerned about the grandson, because he's, number one, he's an orphan. There's nobody to care for him except them. And secondly, because he is very naughty. When he brings that snake in the shell, she calls for grandfather. When he is stung by the bee and he shows his finger turned blue, again she calls for the grandfather. Grandfather lifts the boy and runs to the medicine man. She follows him to the medicine man's house and stays there while the treatment is being carried on. And she is very grateful to the snake bite healer when she finds that when he declares that the boy is safe. Now we have the grandfather. The grandfather is once again a main or an important man over there, because he is the person who helps, or he is the person who rushes Raja to the medicine man. He too could have been a middle-aged man. He too lived in a village. Can't say he was literate, maybe, but he had the village thought, the thought of the village men, that is, they depended more on the medicine man in the village than rushing to a doctor. He is also very much concerned about his grandson, because, as I already told you, he is naughty. He is very naughty. He takes a boy in his arms and thinking that the sting was he's described to us as a tall, gray-haired old man who lived in a small house, and his house also, we are told that it is not very far away from Raja's grandfather's house, because grandfather easily runs and reaches there carrying the boy. He treated Raja for a snake bite, whereas all of us know that even Raja tried to tell him that it was not actually a snake bite, it was a bee sting. Even he tried to tell, but nobody listened, and he had to be treated for the snake bite. Assured grandfather that we find that the he assured the grandfather after a certain time, after those mantras were recited, he told grandfather that uh, it was the Raja was out of danger, and it is only Raja now, and it is we the readers who know that he actually is fooling the innocent villagers, because he could not make out a difference in a snake bite and a bee sting. Right? He gave him the treatment for a snake bite while he was suffering just from a normal bee sting. Now let us discuss the next part of the lesson, and that is the settings. The story has been set in a rural background. It is in a rural background, somewhere in a village in Kerala. It is a story of an orphaned boy named Raja who is very naughty, and he lives with his grandfather, grandmother in his village. The villagers probably do not have much education, or probably that they are so innocent, or that they do not rush to the doctors in the towns for their medicine. They simply go to the village medicine men for the medicine. We also find that they are superstitious and are sacred. They believe in mantras and also believe that mantras can treat even snake bites. They do not go to the town. I told you, the village medicine man, as we have seen, could not make out a difference between a bee sting and snake bite, or probably it was his tact that he cheated the people by making us bee sting as a snake bite, and maybe it was his trick that he cheated the people like that, and ultimately he preaches that his mantras, they have magical power and they can save lives. We have the plot. Plot is the all sorts of things, be it reptiles like snakes, insects like bees, or whatever it was. One day in the morning, he caught a snake in the coconut shell. In the evening, he tried to catch a bee and it stung him on the finger. His grandparents took it for a snake bite. He was rushed to the village medicine man for treatment. Raja wanted to tell that it was only a bee sting. He was not allowed to speak. He was not allowed to speak. He tried to tell them, but nobody listened to him. The man took some water in a brass vessel, recited some mantras, then washed his finger with the water and gave him some of the water to drink. The grandparents, they believed that the medicine man had really treated, and it was the magic of his treatment that their son or their grandson, he had been cured. They thought that it was the magic of his treatment. Then in a story we have a conflict. Here we see that Raja, we do know that he's naughty. He meddles with everything, the snakes, bees, whatever he finds, he meddles with them. And we find that he was stung by a bee. Now the grandfather was panic stricken and he did not ask Raja anything. He did not talk about anything. He did not talk to Raja. He should have asked him, "Ye kya hua?" He didn't ask him. He just took him in his arms and ran to the village medicine man, who started the treatment of a snake bite. He recited certain mantras over the water in a brass vessel. He washed Raja's finger and give some water to drink to. After that, he declares that this magic of the mantras had cured the boy. He was out of danger and he could be taken home. Now, here comes a thought that the villagers, there are villagers even yet, even there could be, if you are living in one of the remote villages, there you could have seen people going to these untrained medicine men for treatment instead of the what they had to depend on doctors. The theme, we have the theme of the lesson, and it is the gist of the story. It is the nutshell of the story. He says that in case of emergency, we should remain calm and not panic. One should remain calm and not panic. If you just think over what had happened, if you just think over what had happened with Raja, if you think that, and if you just can imagine that had grandfather asked him what has happened, the story could have been different, right? So in the theme says that in any emergency, we should remain calm and never panic. We should try to find out what was actually happening or what has actually happened. Sometimes simple situations are unnecessarily complicated because we are influenced by our wrong beliefs, a lack of knowledge, or fear of even the harmless things. The problem was a simple bee sting. The problem he had was a simple bee sting. It was nothing complicated. But who complicated it? Grandfather, by not asking him anything about it. He was so panic stricken that he did not find out what had happened. His wrong beliefs, his lack of knowledge, or he complicated the situation, and we find that he took the boy to that village medicine man, the untrained medicine man, who treated him for a snake bite. So we should beware of these untrained medicine men. We should go to the doctors. We should not depend upon them. We should also know that all snakes are not poisonous. We should know this, that all snakes are not poisonous. The point of view. The point of view is the way the narrator or the character telling the story can see. They show the way he shows us the things. The protagonist of our story, Raja, is telling us the story. He is telling us about the events as they happen. He caught a snake in a coconut shell. He was stung by a bee while trying to catch it. He was rushed to the village man who treated him for a snake bite. The parents do not know the grandparents who took him to the village medicine man. They do not know the fact. But Raja and we, the readers, Raja and we, the readers, we know the facts. We know the facts. But the readers, as readers, we know, we are aware about the facts, what has happened. Raja showed us how the village medicine man cheats the innocent villagers who have faith in his treatment. The bee sting treated as a snake bite. So now we have certain questions like, what did you think? What do you think Raja felt when he had to sit in front of the old man to be treated for a snake bite? While sitting in front of the old man was treating him for a snake bite while he was stung by a bee. So what would have he been feeling? He must have been feeling that he doesn't know what has happened actually to me. He is treating a bee sting for a snake bite. He could not differentiate. Now this is what Raja feels, that he could not differentiate between a bee sting and a snake bite. He took water in a vessel and recited mantras. He announces that he was bitten by a poisonous snake, but was now out of danger. And this is what Raja realizes, that he actually is cheating the innocent villagers. Why do you think Raja's grandfather did not let Raja speak? The village medicine man was reciting the mantras, and in case Raja spoke, he would have disturbed him. So he did not allow him to speak. In your opinion, what type of a person was the old man? Old man, I mean the medicine man. The old man was a village medicine man. He was clever. He was, I would say, very clever, or a better word would be shrewd. He was shrewd. He could cure snake bites. That is what the villagers believed. Raja was stung by a bee. He gave Raja the treatment for snake bite. Raja was not allowed to speak. He cheated the villagers. Had Raja spoken out the truth, the things would have been made clear to the people. Now, many people fear snakes. Why do they fear snakes? Do you think they are right? Give reasons for your answers. Snakes are poisonous. Why do many people fear? Because snakes are poisonous. But once again, I may remind you, all of them are not poisonous. All of them are not poisonous. And in India, there are just, out of the 270 species available, there are just 70 poisonous snakes. It was all right that Raja had been stung by a bee and the old man treated him for a snake bite. What could have happened if he had been actually bitten by a snake? He was bitten by a bee, he was treated for a snake bite. Okay, but had he been actually bitten by a snake, what would have happened? And I'm very sure the magic of the mantra recited would not have worked. They would not have worked, and it could have caused death. As people in such cases must rush to the hospitals, to the doctors. Grandfather did not ask Raja what had happened. He himself thought that he had been bitten by a snake. What could have happened if Raja had been bitten by a snake and a grandfather believed that it was nothing but a bee sting? Even this could happen. It has happened this way, that he thought that it was a snake bite. He was bitten by a bee. He thought that it was a snake bite. It could even happen that he would have taken that he was bitten by a snake and he could have thought that it was just a bee sting. And in case he have thought that, what would have happened? He would not have rushed like that. The grandfather would not have rushed like that. He would have taken the things lightly, and Raja would not get any first aid or treatment for the snake bite, and it could have caused a death. Do you think that the old man cured Raja? Give reasons for your answers. And the blunt answer, big answer, I think expected answer would be no, because all of us know that he was stung by a bee and the pain had stopped even before the treatment started. He was treating him for a snake bite and he had been stung by a bee. And above all, mantras cannot cure either a bee sting or even a snake bite. Do you agree with Raja? Silence was good. Again, the obvious answer is no. He should have told his grandfather he was stung by a bee. It was not a snake bite. It was not a snake bite. That is the mind map of the story. Here we have the characters. We have Raja, grandmother, grandfather, and the snake bite healer or the village medicine man. We know what sort of a people they were. In the settings, we have that it is a rural background, a superstitious village environment is visible. The theme of the lesson that we should, in emergency, it is important to remain calm. One should not get panicked, and we should be aware of the untrained medicine men because they cheat people. And with the plot, the opening, we find that naughty boy, he plays with everything that he comes across. It could be snakes or bees, right? And then we find that there is a problem. He is bit by a he's not bit, he is stung by a bee, and the grandmother and the grandfather both believe that it is a snake bite. He is taken to the village medicine man who cures him for a snake bite. Anyway, we have a nice ending that the snake bite healer or the village medicine man is able to cure Raja, and he is finally says that he's out of danger and can be taken home. Let's go to the next part of the lesson, where it is the verbs. Verbs, as we all know, that they are the action words. They tell us something about the action that is taking place. Let us read the following sentences. Grandmother was shocked to see the snake in the coconut shell. She called out to the grandfather. They reached a small house. Then he shouted for the man who lived there. Now we have words. Those are underlined and differently colored. They are all in the simple past tense. They are all in the simple past tense. And how have we formed them? We have added ed or a d to form them from the simple present tense verbs. Like we have examples written over here: shock plus ed and we get shocked, call plus ed and we get called, reach and ed we get reached, and shout and ed we get shouted, live and a d we get lived. Now these forms of verbs, these verbs are called regular verbs, as they have a d or a ed endings as a feature in the past tense. The verbs those have d or ed endings are called as regular verbs. They are regular verbs. Now read the following sentences. I took the shell, and they are all examples from your book itself. I took the shell and ran to the grandmother. He snatched the shell and threw it away. Look, grandma, I have caught a snake. I tried to catch a bee and it stung me on my finger. We have verbs now, but this time they do not end with ed or d. They do not end with these. Instead, the spellings they are changing. There is a change in the spellings. Take goes to took, run to ran, throw, threw, catch, caught, sting, stung. The above verbs are irregular verbs. They are called irregular verbs. Remember, the verbs those ended with ed or d were called regular, and these are called irregulars. Sometimes you come across verbs when in past tense they do not at all change. Like we put some extra sugar in our tea. That is simple present tense. Every day we are doing it. We put some extra sugar in our tea, and I am sorry I put salt instead of sugar yesterday. That is the past tense, and we have both as the same spelling. Similar words are bet, and it remains to be bet, burst, and it is burst, cut is cut, and hit is hit in past tense, hurt is hurt in the past tense, let is let in the past tense, set is set in the past tense. Let us do a small exercise. Write the simple past tense of the following verbs. We have a list: draw, walk, manage, hold, ask, forgive, drive, meet, swim, repair. Let us write down the simple past tense of these verbs. Draw, drew, walk, walked, manage, managed, hold, held, ask, asked, forgive, forgave, drive, drove, meet, met, swim, swam, repair, repaired. And then we have this: shake, shook, cook, cooked, ring, rang, clean, cleaned, enjoyed, bore, led, cheated, wrote, and ate. Now let us find the regular and irregular verbs. Even you could do it on your notebooks, please. The verbs walked, managed, asked, repaired, cooked, cleaned, enjoyed, and cheated are called as regular verbs, whereas drew, held, forgave, drove, met, swam, shook, rang, bore, led, wrote, and ate are irregular verbs because they do not end with e, d, or d, whereas the others they are ending like that. Let us go to the describing persons. Here we describe what the people are like. What the people are like. So we begin with the physical appearances of the people. The physical features, their height, their build, their gait, a complexion, facial features, forehead, eyes, nose, lips, etc. We mention them. And then comes the nature, including the psychological attributes and the values that the person upholds. The habits and expressions we have as the third thing that we describe. Here are some hints those we can use to describe the physical appearance of people. For height, we can say a medium height, tall, or a short height, right? Then we can, for build, we can say that it is slim, thin, muscular, well-built, overweight, long-legged. Age, we could say it as middle-aged, teenage, elderly, in his her teens, in the mid 40s, in the late 40s. For the complexion of the skin, we can say a tanned skin or a pale or fair or dark. And for the face, we have a round, oval, wrinkled, tanned, thin, pale, pointed chin, large forehead. Similarly, for hair, eyes, nose, lips, we can have these, we can use these descriptions. These words can help us to describe people, the physical appearance of a person. Now let us describe Raja's grandfather first. Before we start writing the description, pardon sir? Before we start writing the description, we have to note down some points. The physical appearance, though it is not given in the story, but if we had to write the about a description of the old man, the medicine man. He has been described as a tall, stout man. If you remember, he has been described in the lesson as a tall, stout man. But with grandfather of Raja, we do not have his physical appearance. They have not described him to us, so I'm just writing not given in the story. Age, I have made a guess that he should have been a middle-aged man. As for character and personality, he is energetic. He holds the boy in his hand and runs to the house of the medicine man. His feelings: an innocent villager, responsible, easily panicked, superstitious, sacred, caring, and loving gentleman. So here we describe Raja's grandfather. Raja's grandfather was a simple villager. He was very caring. He was also concerned about Raja's well-being and safety. Although he was loving grandfather, but he did not have a scientific bent of mind. Had he had the scientific bent of mind, things story would have been different. Right? Once Raja was stung by a bee. Seeing the blue mark, grandfather took it for a snake bite. He was panic stricken. He took him in his arms and ran to the village medicine man's house. The village medicine man also took it for a snake bite and started his treatment. Raja tried to tell them that it was a bee sting, but he was held tight and made to sit silently in the lap by his grandfather. After the treatment was successful, the grandfather was grateful to the village medicine man. Grandfather sent him gifts also. Now, the words I have used in different color. They are describing Raja's grandfather. He was a simple villager. He was caring. He was concerned about the well-being of his grandson. He was a loving grandfather. He did not have a scientific bent of mind. He was easily panic stricken. He did not asking many questions. It took him to the, he did not actually waste time according to him. His thought was he was not wasting time. He immediately rushed him to the medicine man so that he is treated. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you to be patient listeners. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.